afternoon, morning, whatever you're watching this on. My name is Alondra. Hopefully you remember me. I am a senior at Sewanee, Tennessee, and I am the Sewanee intern for Westwood Elementary School. I miss all of you guys dearly. Y para los que no hablan inglés, los extraño mucho. Soy Alondra y yo soy la muchacha que iba y les ayudaba con sus clases antes de que pasara lo del virus. Okay, so today's video is actually to tell you about the celebration of the Day of the Death, or El Día de los Muertos. As you can see, I'm dressed up as La Catrina. I'll give you guys 2 seconds to think about who La Catrina is. If you guys want to tell your teacher who she is, I'm just gonna hold for like 10 seconds. Okay, so I hope you found out who she was, but La Catrina was actually, she is kind of like the mother of the dead right now, and she's known for being super fancy, super dama, as you would say in Spanish. She's a lady who takes care of herself and guides the women who pass away. This is an image of the Catrina in her most famous outfit / photo. El Catrín is actually the boyfriend, as some would say, and he's also like a gentleman who guides the males that have passed away. This is an image of El Catrín, or the most famous one of him, otherwise known as José Guadalupe Posada. Okay, so El Día de los Muertos is a 2-day long celebration. It actually starts on November 1st, which is El Día de Todos los Santos, but also El Día de los Muertos Chiquitos, which is the innocent souls. So when the babies die or kids die, this day is solely dedicated for them. Fun fact, you know how we have April Fools here on the 1st of April, I think? We actually use November 1st as our April Fool. So we say like, hi, you're innocent, and we make our jokes because it's supposed to be for innocent people or naive people. So if you want to take advantage of it, today is the day that you get to joke around with people and prank them. Okay, November 2nd is El Día de los Fieles Adultos o de los Fieles Difuntos. So this is for the adults that have passed away, and it's widely celebrated too. Both days is just the whole thing of Dia de los Muertos, is Day of the Dead celebration. But if you would like to section them, November 1st is first for the innocent souls, and November 2nd is for the adults. Okay, so this holiday is celebrated throughout all of Mexico, and particularly in central and southern regions. So you're gonna see a bunch of cempasúchil, otherwise known as marigolds. They represent the sun and the eternal life of the dead in heaven. The aroma attracts the spirits, and the petals on the path leading to the altar also attracts the spirits. So it's kind of like a guiding light. Imagine how cool that is. If they cannot see the actual light, you construct the light for them. To see. So first of all, you're going to see a lot of candy, but not just any candy. You're going to see a lot of traditional candy, specifically skull candy with the names of the people that died. You can get them personalized. You can also do them yourself, and you can label them and make them in the altar. I'll get to that in a second. Right now I'm explaining you the little things that bring all of this together. You'll also see bread. They call it pan de muerto, which is the bread for the dead, I guess. It's actually like a circle, which is supposed to represent the circle of life. You start, you grow, you live, and you die. And then it just goes on and on and on. And it has a cross. And it has a cross in the middle. Each point in the cross represents a different stage of your life. The first point is when you're born. The second point is your childhood. The third point is your adulthood. And the last point is your elderlyhood. And that's basically the last bits of your life. Secondly, what else are you going to see? You're going to see the altars. So who has seen Coco? Raise your hand if you have seen Coco. Okay, so I'm assuming all of you, or most of you, have seen Coco. If you haven't, tell your teacher to play it after this video. But you'll see a lot of altars, and the altar usually has like 3 different floors. The altars are very important. So the candles represent fire, a light that guides the spirits to earth. The water represents life, baptism, and calms the thirst of the spirits after having a very long trip. And this is usually given with a cup of water. Paper cutouts, paper or papel picado. It represents the wind. Often, the northern winds arriving at this time. Copal incense connects our wishes and prayers to heaven. And salt is the fence against evil. Pan de muerto, as I already explained, is the bread of the dead and communing with divinity and the spirits. Food and drink on the altar, or ofrenda, for the visiting spirits of their favorite food. And the arch over the altar reaches up to the celestial realm. It is a symbol of respect. Spirits find their way through the arch to the offering. And white cloths are actually used as a symbol of the purity of the soul. No human soul is eaten. But most importantly, what have you seen pop out in every single picture? The photograph of the dead. Without it, they cannot come visit you. It's their passport. Remember that. It really depends on what the family wants to give the meaning to. But you're going to see the day of the bread that I mentioned you earlier placed there. You're going to see the pictures of your loved ones there. You can put whoever you want, even if you didn't personally know them. Let's see, some famous person that died a while ago. Elvis. Let's say you really love Elvis. You can put a picture of Elvis in the altar and give Elvis something that you know he liked. Maybe he liked Sprite. Give him a little can of Sprite right there. That will be only for Elvis. The legend says, though, any food that you give them and you place in the altar, if you try to eat it, it actually won't taste like anything at all. Why? Because the soul actually came and they ate it, but because they can't physically eat it, they just take the flavor. So if you try to eat it, it just tastes like dirt. Nothing at all. I've never tried it because I'm too scared, but if you want to go ahead and try it, you can go ahead and do so. Okay. What else are you gonna see? So if you go to Mexico, if you go to the cemeteries, I know cemeteries are scary. I'm scared of cemeteries. But around this time, specifically November 1st, you're gonna walk through and you're gonna see a bunch of candles, a bunch of orange flowers all over the cemetery. It's gonna be so pretty. There's music going on. People are celebrating. They're having parties. Why? Because that is not just the end right there. They're going through to a whole nother life, and we're just celebrating what they lived on this earth, and we're there to remember them. So yeah, it's actually something really beautiful that you get to see over there. What else are you going to see? In Mexico, elementary schools right now are actually probably doing dances. I don't know if it's actually going on because of COVID, but typically we have school dances. You'll see a bunch of girls and boys painted like I am, if not way more. When I was in 5th grade, we did a contest on like who can be the best Catrina, and we all painted our faces. And they wear a veil, I think that's what it's called, where you wear wedding dresses. I'll put a picture right here and you'll get to see that. And then there's a bunch of dances. Each culture has their own pattern on their face. Mine is just a bunch of little ideas gathered into one. Not a particular section of Mexico, but each part of Mexico has their own way of painting their faces. You also will see a lot of parades just going on. If you go outside November 1st, don't freak out if you see many people painted like me. It's just culture. You guys may see it, a lot of people may see it as a costume, but it's actually not. It's actually part of the culture. So if you want to be part of this, don't dress up like this for Halloween unless you identify with the culture. If you decide to dress like this just for the laughs and giggles, that's called cultural appropriation, which is what we don't want to do. Okay, what else are you going to see? Just like I mentioned earlier, the orange flowers, cempasúchil, you're going to see a bunch of cempasúchil. My aunt, every single year, she makes a carpet on the floor in front of the house. Fun fact, my grandparents' house is like 120 years old. It's so old. So old, and every time she remembers my grandparents and every single soul that lived in the house and no longer lives on this earth, she makes it with the cempasúchil flower and purple flowers, and it just looks so pretty. I'll post some pictures of examples below here. But if you guys ever get the chance to visit Mexico, go to small little towns and you get to see that all over the place. If you want to see a simplified version of everything I said, all in one, watch Coco. You can watch the Book of Life, or you can ask anybody that's from Mexico to show you pictures or to talk about their experiences. Now, I'm gonna leave a link below where you guys can contact me and send me any questions, and I'll send them back to your teacher with the answers. I hope you guys liked this video as much as I did. Again, I miss all of you. I'll try to send you guys something. If I can't, I hope I get to see you guys anytime between now and May. I'm sending you guys a big hug, and I will see you guys later.